Hello. We will now show you the Child Care Pandemic Relief Fund Parent Portal. If you haven't created your my.ny.gov account, press pause on this video and go review our video that we did to show you how to create or access your my.ny.gov account. If you've already done that, then welcome back. We're going to show you how, as a parent, you'll access the Child Care Pandemic Relief Fund Parent Portal. So the first thing you'll do is come back to ocfs.ny.gov. You can get there by typing in that address into your Google browser, and we recommend using Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Internet Explorer is not supported for this process, so Google Chrome or Edge are the browsers to use. So you can type in ocfs.ny.gov and you'll see the first thing on the top of the page is the Essential Worker Scholarship. And if you click Apply Now, that will take you to this screen, which has all the information that you would need for the Essential Worker Scholarship, including funding amounts, statement of grant opportunities, Essential Worker summary, the steps to apply, how to manage the Essential Worker Scholarship, and then video tutorials like this one. So you've already registered through the my.ny.gov, so that's step one. This video is to show you step two. So we're going to click here to apply for the Essential Worker Scholarship. And when I click here, it's going to take me right into this dashboard. Now, I was already logged in to my.ny.gov, so this already put me here. What you would have is a screen that looks like this, and you would click Sign In, enter your credentials, and then what you would see is this application for the Essential Worker Scholarship. So you would click here and begin the process. Now, my email that I created earlier in the other tutorial is here. I would enter my phone number here, and then I would go through my household information. So I'm just selecting through these household information, putting in my address. Now, here we'll have the employment information. So either you or your co-applicant would have to be an essential worker to apply and be eligible for the scholarship. And here we have the links to the executive orders and the guidance to tell you who those workers are. So if I am an essential worker, I'm going to click yes. If I clicked no, I could save and continue and then enter my co-applicant as an essential worker, but I'm going to say yes, that I am an essential worker. Under job classification, I can pick the type of job that I do. So for this, I'm going to say that I work in retail. My employer is Price Chopper, and my title is associate. My supervisor's name is Ronald. And my supervisor's telephone is 555-555-5555. Obviously, if you're doing this, you're entering real information. This is just for the purposes of completing this process. Now, if there's a co-applicant, you can say yes, or if there isn't a co-applicant, you would say no. If there is a co-applicant, I would say yes, and I would enter their information here and discuss their employment history. So what their current employment is. So if they are an essential worker or if they aren't. Since I am already an essential worker and I've noted that on the past screen, I'm going to say that there is no co-applicant, and I'm just going to save and continue. You'll also see here that there's a save and exit option. So I can save and come back to my portal and complete this process, or I can save and go back to the previous page I was on. But I'm going to click Save and Continue here. Now here, and you'll see it says progress has been saved, is that where you talk about the size of your family. Now, when you started this process, one of the things that we wanted to make sure you had with you was your employment, your proof of income. And so that proof of income statement, this is going to be entered here. That could be your W-2, it could be a photograph of your pay stub, anything that verifies your income amount, and that would be uploaded here. You could take a picture of it and upload that photo right from your mobile phone into the application. This is a mobile-friendly app, so you can do all of this work on your mobile device. So you could select the size of your family here. I'm going to say there are 4 people in my family and that my annual gross income is $30,000. Here I would upload my income proof. I will just upload a sample document to show what it would be like if you had the verification information. You would just put it right here. So I'm going to upload this document. It says uploading your file. But as you can see, that is now uploaded, and you see there's a green check mark next to it. If you want to delete this and put another proof of verification in, you can use this little trash can here, and that would work. Again, if you don't have your proof of income yet, you can save and exit and come back, or you can save and continue once you've added it. So now we're going to save and continue. Now this question is a part of the process. Is there any person who's a parent, step-parent, or other legally responsible adult, 21 or older, who is available to care for the children while you are at work? So if that were true, you would not be able to continue in this process, but I'm going to say no, that there isn't another person who's available to watch the child in my home. So now you would put on this page, this is the children information, step 5 of 7. What you would do here is add the first and last name, date of birth, for each of the children who reside in your home and for whom you are seeking a child care scholarship. So the basic rules are that those children need to be less than 19, with anyone who's 13 or 18 would have additional questions. The child has to be a US citizen or have satisfactory immigration status. So this next part is going to be where we add the child. So you would add the child's first name and their date of birth. And here you're again saying that the child is a US citizen or has satisfactory immigration status. Now this next part is very important. We want to make sure that your child is correctly linked to the correct child care program. So you can perform a search here in the application, but what would be even better is if you could reach out to your licensed, registered, or permitted child care program and ask them to provide you with their license, registration, or permit number. That will help streamline the process and make sure that the child is linked correctly to the program. So here, I'm going to add a new provider, and I'm going to enter the facility ID that I already know right here. And that's usually a 6-digit number, but it would be located on the license or registration or permit of the program the child attends. You'd see that when you go to pick your child up every day or drop off. So I'm going to search for the provider here. And here we have this child care program. So this is a current provider who is open and eligible for the program. Now, the next question regards subsidy. So does the child receive child care assistance subsidy from your local Department of Social Services? For this question, I'm going to answer no. Now we're going to get into the weekly tuition for this child in the program. So what do you pay every week for the child to attend care? I'm going to say $200. And for that, we'll save the provider. The way that the amount is calculated is if the lower of the 3 numbers, which would be the tuition compared to the market rate and compared to what the program says they charge you for the child being in care. The lower of those numbers is what's actually going to get paid to the provider. That money goes directly to the program, and it's not anything that you as a parent have to be involved in other than putting this information in here. So now if this child receives child care from another provider, so say they go to this program in the morning and go to a different program at night for this particular child, you would enter that information here on Add a New Provider. If you have other children that you need to add, so you have more than one child in your home that would qualify, you would enter another child information. This is just the first child, and this is ready to go if there's only one program that child attends. So I'm going to click Save Child. So in this example, we have one child who is eligible and able to continue with this process. So if you needed to get more information about the other children in the home and the programs that they attend, or if they attend the same program, you could add them here in this section. So you could add an additional child and then add an additional provider, but I'm going to say there's just this one child in this one program, and then save and continue. So this is one last opportunity to review the information on the applicant. The applicant's me, there's my address, phone number, household address, job, the employer, whether there was a co-applicant, the income, whether there's anyone else who can be available to care for the child, and the child's information. And from here we would save and continue. Now this is the attestations. You want to make sure that you click that you understand or agree on all of these attestations in order for the application to be processed. And they are all here for you to review. Now, I am not going to submit this application because I'm actually live in the production environment here, so this is the real application process. And so if I had any questions subsequent to submitting my application or after I'm done with this process, that's my application number in the upper right corner here, that EWS81TKHC. That's a unique identifier to just my application. So when you come back into the application, you'll be able to see that when you go back to your home page, when you get back to the beginning. Now I'm going to save and exit here because I'm not going to submit this. And so as you can see, the status of this application is in progress. And you'll see when I last modified, and I have the ability to continue this application. So if you do continue the application, you'll get an email that is sent to you at your email that you have on file with your NewYork.gov account. It will always say Essential Worker Scholarship. It will briefly explain about how the scholarship works and what the scholarship amounts are. Payment is sent directly to the child care on your behalf, and the program also gets an email about application and approval. So you could say to your program, I got my email, you should be receiving one too. You can go in and register so that your attendance can be certified, and that happens one day a week by your program. So the program goes in and certifies that your child attended. If your child attended even one day that week, they would be paid. So your web page is this web page. It's this childcarerelief.ocfs.ny.gov. You'll be able to get a link directly to it. You could save this on your desktop as a favorite or save it as a bookmark. The certification and payment records will be available here, and you would be able to check them. You could update the application if changes have occurred. So if the child's no longer in care or goes to a different provider, changes can be made right here from the portal. You can withdraw the application. So say you've moved out of state or changed jobs and you're no longer an essential worker, or the child changes the program, or you just no longer need childcare. All of those could be done right here from your dashboard. So make sure the email that you want to use for communication is the one that's linked to your my.ny.gov account, and make sure that you're looking at that email regularly. We've worked really hard to streamline this process to create digital solutions to make sure that all programs and parents have access to this Essential Worker Scholarship process. I hope that showing you this has relieved some potential for anxiety or confusion about how the process operates, and we look forward to you applying and receiving the Essential Worker Scholarship. Thank you very much.